بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره وأعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد, respected colleagues, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum. Can you all hear me? Hello. Salis Ibrahim, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, what of Hafsat? Can you hear me? All right.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. I think somebody using Infinix Hot 7 Pro. All right. Alhamdulillah, last week we were able to cover up some important aspects of the course for the past two series of classes we had, which contains 4 classes. And last week we supposed to hold the class, but it couldn't hold in the night due to the network failure, which inshallah today we are expected to continue from where we stopped. And I gave a task of which everyone is expected to make an inquiry or to have a better understanding based on his or her research on some paramount things we discussed. I don't know if actually until today if there is someone who has gone through that. I know in the last class when I asked anyone who attempted it, no one responded. And I think it's very important. There is no how you want to learn computer or you want be conversant with those things. And it's very, very important. So I don't know. Based on our previous classes, is there anyone who has a question? Based on our previous class? Hello, are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are.
Okay, anyone with any question based on
So it's like the network is not good. We are not hearing you. Your
Okay.
voice is not going out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you
Yes,
now.
sir. We can hear you.
Okay. I said, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's good. So, sorry, let me expand a little. Okay, I think we stopped at okay. I think in our last class we stopped at this actually slide that's talking on the component of computer that's comparison that's comprise that has to do with the comparison between the main memory that is the RAM and the secondary memory that is the hard disk. We're done with this. And today we're going to be looking at the computer system units. What do we mean by the computer system unit? Is actually the engine of the computer actually. That is the motherboard. What's the motherboard and the system keys? What houses the motherboard is called the system keys. Why the motherboard is the engine, um, where all other components are being are built on. I believe we are going to see how the pictorial form of the motherboard, which almost every computer, if you open it, especially those of us using the laptop, which is more recently used, you see that is how the engine looks like. And we are going to see what are the components inside the engine, which is known as the computer system unit. So the system unit is building up of the electronic components that makes up a computer system. Majorly contains the motherboard, chips, CPU, and the internal memory. Just like we stated yesterday that, now just like we stated last week that the computer comprises of many components, which has to do with the software and the hardware. So all the things that comprises of the hardware are being connected to the motherboard. Then we now talk on the chips. The chips, they are those mini components that are contained in the motherboard. And we also have the CPU, which stands for the central processing unit, and as well the internal memory. You've seen how the microprocessor looks like. So all these are what contains the motherboard and as well the system unit. While when we say that the system case, the PC cases comes in form factors to match the motherboard form factors, such as the ATX. There is one we know as the ATX, there's micro ATX, there's micro BTX, and the NLX. A case form factor must take into consideration the location of the motherboard based components so you can access them. So it's not every motherboard of every computer can be interchanged. When you want to change a motherboard of a computer, or you want to swap in some of the things, or you want to change some components like the RAM or so on, you have to consider what type of motherboard it is. And that is why we said we have them in varieties. Then we now have the motherboard, sorry, that is what has to do with the system case. Whenever you want to change a system case or you want to determine a system case, you have to know what type of motherboard it contains. So the motherboard is the main component inside this case, as I said. That is, now you have your computer where your keyboard is. So that case where your computer that holds your keyboard, that holds your switch, your mouse, or so on. So that casing, it is what we know as the system case, and what is inside it is known as the motherboard. It's the main component inside the case. It is large rectangular in shape with integrated circuitry that connects the various parts of the component as the CPU, RAM, disk drive, as well as any other peripheral connected via the port of the expansion slots. So this is how the motherboard looks like. This is how the motherboard looks like. And sorry, let me try up something. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay. Sorry, the issue, I'm having a technical error from my computer. I'm trying to enlarge something here. Okay. Right. So this is the motherboard, as I said. So it contains different components, as you can see. It contains different components.